guys?
I think we are streaming.
We are.
This is interesting.
We are. It's caught up.
Yeah.
Hi guys.
Hey, what's up?
It's Playful David here.
And Steven, aka Brainsloth, here with you as well.
And we thought we would try something new today.
Yeah.
We had this cool idea for a new series. Steven, do you want to kind of tell them the idea?
Sure thing. So a lot of times, pretty much all of the times in the past when we've streamed, it's been related to an update, and it's when the servers come down and we know that there's a bunch of players that are looking for something to do for a couple hours while we're updating. So we'll go live and preview the update and give everyone a peek at what's coming up. But we decided we didn't want to wait for an update to do another live stream. And so this was tired of waiting, very impatient, to the point of being just really obnoxious about it. And so we just decided, let's get something going so we can live stream anytime. And that's our idea. And so
the cool part about this update is that there's a little bonus for you guys in that we are playing in a public world called Playfulverse. Do you want to, you can actually do that right there. You want to show?
This guy?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Whoa.
Ooh.
Check it out.
I might have to
Yeah, you're gonna have to be a human. That's even worse, I feel.
That is worse, but we'll show it again when we go to the game. But you can turn it off now.
Okay.
This is a public world that you guys can join anytime.
Yep.
We're going to be building a blueprint today, but you guys are more than welcome to come in here anytime. And the idea is we want you guys to come in here and just build cool stuff, and then on a regular basis, we will come back into Playfulverse.
Yeah.
As part of the series and show off the cool stuff you guys are doing.
Yeah, that's basically the gist of it. So we're going to start a world. We've already kind of claimed some areas so that we'll always have somewhere to build, even when y'all go nuts in there and start building all sorts of crazy stuff. But other than that, the world is open. Playfulverse. You can look it up. It's created by Brainsloth, and so that's the way you can tell that's the correct one. Playfulverse by Brainsloth. So feel free, join in the world, and we're just going to start playing, I think, and have a little fun.
Yeah, we're going to hop in there. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Here we are. Welcome to Playfulverse. Look at that. A little arc sign magic for you there. And so this world doesn't have a lot going on in it yet, other than here's kind of area that I claimed here by some mountains. I thought it was a really interesting spot.
Hold up. It says there's a password needed.
Oh.
We have password in the world.
I can remove that. Maybe that's keeping everyone out. All right.
We are removing the password.
Password's up.
So we're excited to see some of you guys hop in here if you want to.
Okay, let's see if that works, if y'all can jump in now. Because I just removed the password, so I'd expect that I'll see folks jumping in here at any moment. If that doesn't work, then let us know. But in the meantime, we'll get that figured out. But in the meantime, it should already be fixed. Aha, it works. I see.
People are joining. Welcome.
Yep.
Welcome to Playfulverse.
Hey, Shora, Skull Rebel, McTiger. Good to see you, Raven. Welcome to Playfulverse. So this is a cool area that I found that I decided I wanted to start to set up shop in. And so eventually I'd like to build a really cool base over here, I think, so I can have all my inventory, crafting stations, and everything I need to go.
Oh, you got to get the treasure.
Oh,
Don't
ignore it.
just get it.
What do I got?
It's gonna
I got
bother
a
me the
data
whole
chip,
stream.
10 melted wax that someone melted carefully, put into jars, and then placed in a treasure chest for me. And then 16 yellow flowers, which is a lot of yellow flowers. And again, someone just placed them in a treasure chest for me. So,
Magic of the Creativerse.
hey, Shora says you called my name, and the first one who pronounced it right.
Do you want to do? We're gonna tweak the chat settings a little bit. We want you guys in here, but we're just to keep things sane on our end. We're gonna turn off the chat.
Yeah, we wanted. So if you want to chat, do it through the Twitch chat, and we'll be.
Well, I mean, you
your
guys
comments.
can chat in game. We just
Yes.
aren't going to be broadcasting it.
Yeah. So if you want to get a message to us during the game, throw it into our Twitch chat, which we are watching. But just so there's no craziness or shenanigans, we're gonna keep the world chat off of the screen there. Hey, welcome to my touchdown, McTiger. Welcome. Looking nice and blue. I love it. So this is kind of a spot that I'm gonna end up building a base in. I like it because there's a lot of biomes that kind of seem to weirdly intersect here. So I've got some dunes here. I've got over here is like the world's smallest canyon biome. It's I'm gonna fly down there and show you. It's about 4 blocks big or something.
That is just a random palm tree location.
Yeah, and then it's got these giant caves where I'm going to get a bunch of treasure chests to spawn. So all in all, I think this is a pretty optimal spot. I mean, check this out. Hey, I called it. There's a obsidian. No, Miru.
Oh, you're gonna get wrecked.
No,
Watch
I'm
out.
gonna wreck Miru. I've got a hidden temple sword. Don't blind me. Don't blind me. All right. So this is my spot that I'm gonna end up. I've got it claimed. So don't even try to build a base here. But now I'm gonna go ahead and take David's touchstone because we have set up over there a blueprint, and so I think kind of for this first episode, if you will, this first stream, that's kind of what we're going to do, and we'll just kind of talk a little bit about what we want to do for the stream in the future, and maybe take some questions and have some fun. So that's what I'm doing right now is traveling over to Playful David's touchstone. Hey, he just set up the Robo Retreat.
Yep. We do have. I mean,
Hey, that's
world
you.
space is limited, so 20 folks can get in here at once and be building at once. So first come, first serve.
Exactly right.
But if you can't get in, you can always watch us do stuff, and then you can get in after the stream and do your whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly right. So we're going to leave this world open. It is, hey, Meatball, good to see you. It's going to be this default to builder, so you can kind of jump in. The rules, we'll kind of do that as we go. I would say the main rules for the world are don't be a jerk. Try not to, but also if you're building something or if you've got some chests that you want to protect, I would say try to claim that, because that's going to make sure that stays safe even if someone has nefarious ideas about what to do with your build.
If you do care about building, just claim something.
Yep.
That'll keep it safe. We're not going to be super vigilant about policing this. We're going to kind of leave it the Wild West. But,
Yeah. So it's a big world.
consider us like the sheriff. And if like anything really bad happens, we'll be on it. But
Yeah.
we're not going to catch people for jaywalking or throwing litter on the trash or litter on the ground. So, I think we've got some kits here. If you guys want to whoever
feel
made it
free.
in, grab stuff and
Yeah.
just start helping us build this thing. I believe it's activated. Did I activate it? Yes.
Yeah, it's activated. I'm already plunking some grass down. So this is the Robo Retreat that we're building. I think David picked this one. It's a nice big blueprint. We built it on stream before, I think, with our sneak preview group. But it's just kind of a cool one to start to see it shape up while we are getting this world started.
Why don't we go ahead and throw the credentials up one more time so you can
Absolutely.
actually see it?
I'm gonna do.
Yeah, the info. That's
If I look at the grass here, it's pretty clear.
probably need a better overlay. I'll work on that.
Yeah, next time we'll put a stroke behind it or something. But if I do this, then it's pretty clear. So the world is called Playfulverse. It's created by Brainsloth. What is a Brainsloth? Even I don't know. But that's what it is.
But he is one.
It is. I am one. I am the one, apparently.
That's your lifelong quest, is to figure out the answer to that question.
Yeah.
If you want to join this world, Playfulverse, it's public.
Yep.
First come, first serve. There's only 20 slots. Well, 19 with me in here. And we're just gonna be hanging out here, building this thing, and just kind of, taking it easy, hanging out, looking over questions from you guys in the Twitch chat.
Yeah, if you got questions, this is a great time. We like to try to stay connected with you all sorts of ways. And so we're always up on our Twitter answering questions, the forums. But there's so many, and so this is a great chance to catch us because you can be in the world with us or hanging out in our stream.
That's right, and I'll go ahead and take this moment to say, if you aren't following us on Twitter or if you haven't liked our page on Facebook, and if you're on those platforms, go ahead and do that, and that's a good way to reach us.
Yep.
If you're gonna give us specific feedback, an mention at Creativerse Game on Twitter. We're pretty good at responding to those. On Facebook, if you reply to one of our posts that we do on a regular basis, we'll try to answer as many of those as we can. But also, a great place where a lot of our dev team hangs out is our Steam forums. So hop over there if you haven't done that yet. I'm not sure what the Venn diagram is of viewers and people who don't know about our Steam forums. It's probably pretty low. But
yeah, you may be right. We're hanging out with the
I may be being redundant.
super pro fans that they know this already, but we'll still tell you. So Dave, are you seeing any? Are we getting any good questions in the Twitch chat that we can start to kind of?
People are just kind of hanging out with us.
That's cool.
Somebody said
it.
I'm late. What did I miss? I think
You missed it all.
Yeah, if you're just now tuning in, you might as well just leave. No, I'm just kidding. This is a very casual, laid-back, informal Twitch stream.
Yeah, something you'll notice that's a little different is usually when we do if you're a regular viewer of our update streams, usually we're kind of sequestered in one of our conference rooms out of the way. But this time, hey, we just set up. We are sitting literally at David's desk, and so here behind us, you can kind of see the corridor of the studio. You can see a lot of foot traffic coming through. Probably folks are trying to enjoy a nice, peaceful lunch. Uh-oh, I see a wild Leary appearing behind us. Our
This is our
illustrious
producer, Leary.
producer, Mr. Leary.
He likes to jump in.
He does.
One of these days, we're going to get him in here for an actual interview.
Gonna pin him down.
He didn't think so, but we're going to do it. We're going to trick him.
Yeah,
We have a plan.
we do have a plan. It is nefarious.
He'll just walk in and be like, "Hey, Leary, can you look at this real fast?" And
Surprise!
then he'll suddenly be locked in a room with us. Hey, somebody's already set down some processors. That's great, guys.
Wow, look at that.
Thank you, guys. I have this weird glowy effect. I'm still seeing the blueprint outline, so it's making it really hard for me to build.
Well,
Sometimes it disappears, but sometimes it pops back in.
yeah, that's a little horrifying. But like, I'm not seeing it on my screen, so it's not gonna bug out our,
I can
our
live with
devoted Twitch viewers. Yeah, you don't. I would say, hey, try exiting the world, and
Yeah.
but you don't want to do that because you will instantly lose your spot. I think, as folks are probably, as we speak, trying to join and getting bounced back from joining the world, since there's going to be a bunch of folks trying to join. But like we said, this one we're going to keep it open, and so if you can't get in right now, no worries. Just try later, because at some point people are going to move on, and we just want to keep this as an active kind of multiplayer building world, and we expect to be really impressed with the stuff that, as always, our community starts to build when given the chance.
So we're starting to get some questions from you guys.
Love it.
One person asked about water transportation. That's a great idea. There's a lot of different ways we could do that, and we've certainly talked about that. Chances are, if you have an idea, we've been making this game for a while. Chances are we've talked about it at some point. I think we'd like that idea. I don't know that it's on the immediate horizon, but we're definitely open to it.
Yeah, I think probably this is well known that the main method of water transportation would be surfing on the back of a rockster as he kind of rockster paddled through the water. And so with that kind of established as...
Is that like in the design doc? Like
it will be.
It's pretty ironclad at this point.
As I create that, then I think people will see
Stephen
that
Hurt
that's what
is creating design decisions on the fly here. So
yeah. But with that established as how that would necessarily have to work, we can only just kind of go from there and say, well, where does a rideable surfboard rockster mode kind of come into the main scheme of our roadmap going forward?
Stephen,
Yes, sir.
do we have any news on saplings for trees that don't have them yet?
So yeah, news. I wouldn't say this qualifies as news, but I'm certainly happy
can
to
all
talk
speculate.
about that. Let's speculate a bit. And so I think it's a little, probably to a new player, it's not really clear why some trees have saplings and some don't. It's a legacy of kind of how the Creativerse world was created and then updated in the early days of our early access. We started with maps that looked quite a bit different from this, and they had fewer biomes, fewer kinds of creatures and trees, and they were just a lot more simplified. You had grassy areas and forests and kind of a desert area, and that was almost about it. And then later on, kind of in the second year of, or maybe later in the first year of early access, the team added what we call the World V2, which had a lot of the biomes that now you're used to seeing, like the desert dunes biome, or the canyons, or the swamp, or the jungle. All those came later.
2 years ago.
Yeah,
just about.
2 years ago. And so, I don't need to replace that dirt with grass. And so at that time, all the trees that come along with those biomes kind of showed up for the first time. And so we saw, now we had the palm trees that look like palm trees, or the weedwoods. And so those second round of trees have not yet gotten saplings to go with them. And
I think there's technical, it's kind of a tricky technical thing to work out, because they are very like kind of randomly shaped. I think they may be randomly generated, the shape. And for some reason or another, I can't explain it. I'm sure an engineer could, but that and the fact that like trees tend to like blend together, the topiary, makes it tricky to do saplings for that. But it is something we've talked about doing at some point.
Yeah, I think the gist of it is that the ones that exist now basically come in varieties of this one specific, we call it a lollipop shape, which is just it's a single trunk and then this little burst of leaves up on top that looks, well, it doesn't really look like a lollipop. I've never had a weird tree-shaped lollipop, but that's what we call them for some reason. And so in order to get saplings that really are kind of cool, say for a weepwood that you would expect to have these cool droopy leaves and big massive trunks, or just have a unique shape, it would take some extra design and artwork to get those to each spawn and be created in a shape that doesn't just kind of look generic. And so that's the short answer is, it's a cool idea, we'd like to do it, but it would take some resources and time. And so we kind of weigh that as well. Do we want to really divert resources right now to getting these saplings in, or is there something else that we want to work on right now? Hey, what's up, Tashlin, Skull Rebel, McTaggart?
Welcome, guys. Thanks for
Toxic
joining
Z,
us.
JLKA Ball,
Sure.
this fellow.
Let's take a look here.
Terathy.
I think we might have a full server. I think we might be.
Count
Count
20.
says 20. Yeah.
I'm reading. Very cool. I'm just jumping around here. I think I need to start placing down some more blocks. Let me grab. Seems to be a lot of opportunities for tall grass here. I'm going to be the go-to tall grass placer, I think. And
It's such an important part of the design.
it's kind of, in a
Retreat.
sense, a reverse mower. So you can think of me that way.
You're like a reverse goat. You're just vomiting grass everywhere.
Nope. See you later, Miradot. One day I will learn to say his name correctly. Miradot. One of our awesome players that plays on German Knights, one of our original really epic worlds. He's one of our sneak preview players as well. So good to see him here in the stream. Oh, here we go. Nope, that's not tall grass, that's reeds. I'm failing as a tall grass placer. Lemon Soda 02, not to be confused with the first Lemon Soda. Welcome.
Hey, Steven.
Yes, sir.
Do you ever play adventures?
Heck yes, I do.
That's a question from our viewers. I play adventures all the time. I'm always trying to find a cool one.
I just played a cool one. It wasn't really. It was more of just a neat world to explore. It's in fact, we featured it because it was just kind of fun. It's called Goo World, I think. And it's just basically what you would think that means. And so it's the regular world, except the top layer of all the blocks, as far as you can see, have been replaced with bright, colorful, bouncy goo blocks. And so, hey, climb a mountain, and you're just bouncing all the way up. And the low gravity is turned on. And so you get in there, and you're just bouncing crazily, and then just experiencing this wild goo encrusted landscape.
That sounds great.
It's a lot of fun. So I would say that's the last. That to me stood out as a fun one that I played recently. But we're always checking out the ones that come up on the new and popular tab on our main menu browser and seeing what's cool.
Yeah.
More tall grass for me.
All right, it's about to be nighttime, and this is not a peaceful world. So I'm going to be like this, because it's really hard for me to build the blueprint. I'm just going to kind of be on the side here, killing night creatures, so you guys don't have to worry about it.
That's a noble calling, and the fact, especially because everyone just started in this brand new world. No one probably even has a mining cell or a sword at this point. So you're doing good work. Hey, Shura, I was going to place that tall grass. In fact, I'm going to go lift up that tall grass and place it down myself. What do you think about that, Shura?
That's kind of aggressive. It's kind of
It's extremely passive aggressive.
passive aggressive, right? That's what I meant to say. I am seeing, seems like there's a lot of questions where the answer will pretty much be the same in that, can we have X?
Can we have,
And our answer would be, you know, that's a great idea. We'd love to do it. Unless it's one of 2 or 3 very specific ideas, the answer will be not in the immediate future.
Right. I mean, that's it. So we like to call our team small and scrappy. And so what that means is that we really have to carefully pick what do we really want to focus our resources on next, because if it's ambitious, it might take a while, and that means that we're going to be working on it at the expense of working maybe on some other things for a bit. And so that just means we have to be extra careful on making sure that we're picking the things that we think are going to have a really cool impact for our community and give you all awesome stuff to work with, and that make you all extremely happy. And so,
you know what we could do is we could tell folks about the thing we teased last stream, which is coming in the not too distant future.
I am happy to do that. And so if you watched our last live stream, and if you missed it, you can always catch those on our YouTube channel, the Playful Corp YouTube channel. We always put them up there pretty quick. And in fact, probably this stream as well, and these Playfulverse streams going forward, we will plunk down on our YouTube kind of just after.
Which is kind of a side note in that we've talked about streaming on other platforms besides Twitch. We're kind of getting off track, but if there are any other like streaming platforms you guys would like to see us include, call it out, and we will definitely consider that, because we want to kind of get out of this Twitch prison that we're in and kind of liberate ourselves and kind of be everywhere, not just Twitch. I mean, it's a nice prison, don't get me wrong, but we just kind of want to give you guys more options.
I heard Twitch was considering changing their tagline, their promotional material to Twitch. It's a nice prison.
It's a pretty nice place to come be locked up in if you don't liberate yourself.
Out of all the prisons I could choose, Twitch is one of them. So yeah, definitely, if there's a preferred platform for you, then let us know.
The thing we were getting to,
yes,
what I'm going to have Steven kind of explain in detail is player-created blueprints, which are coming soon. Yeah. We're not doing an update today for the person who just asked, but that update is coming soon.
Yes,
get ready prepare yourself for player-created blueprints, because they are awesome.
So let's talk about what that means.
They're a game changer.
They are a game changer. So if you think of how I like to think of it is, we have players that play and create pretty awesome stuff, and there are worlds that, some worlds we see, we always like to talk about German Knights or Happyverse or all these awesome worlds where we do see a lot of the cool builds that get shared on YouTube or in screenshots. But then there's some that we don't really necessarily see unless someone posts some artwork to Steam or something. But what player-created blueprints would give players the opportunity to do is share the things that they've created with a wide audience, and using the power of the Steam Workshop. And so what that means is that the team is hard at work kind of getting this update ready, where players are going to be able to take a build. Let's say this is my build. Let's say this is not a blueprint, but this is my robot, robot husk that I just built, partial robot. And I want to publish this awesome partial robot so that other folks can download essentially that blueprint and then build it for themselves. This update is going to give you the ability to do that. So it gives Creativerse integration with the Steam Workshop, so you can not only create your own blueprints, but then you can browse and subscribe to, essentially download for your world blueprints that other people have created and build them yourself. So to me, it gives this awesome new essentially outlet for the awesome creations of the community, where they can get instantly put in front of a wide audience and be interacted with, built essentially in a way that hasn't been possible before. So extremely excited about this. I had
a chance to kind of check out like what our sneak preview group has been up to, because our sneak preview group has access to this feature right now, and the stuff they've been building is fantastic, and they've already captured all sorts of stuff. And the great thing is, like, you guys already have a lot of cool stuff being like that exists in your worlds. You can just go capture any of that, any old building you've built in the past. If you can get back into the world, you can go capture it and
Yep.
post it at the Steam Workshop.
Yeah, I
and we
think-
are getting a request that I wanted. It seems like people are pretty desperate for us to switch over to peaceful mode, and I'm not doing a very good job of defending the builders here.
I'm happy to do that.
So why don't we do that for now? Like maybe for streams we could do that.
I think that's fair. I do like, well, this is my personal preference, I do like worlds with non-peaceful creatures. I think it's just adds a little more action to the game.
Yeah, I think I like it too, but we're more than happy to kind of help you guys out and make this stream fun for you too.
Yep. So worlds are now in peaceful mode. They're going to leave you alone unless you go bother them with a,
Which I'm still going to be bothering them, so.
yes.
And also thank you for the suggestions on Restream.io. That's one I thought about, but yeah, that would definitely be a great way to get more people into our community. If we broadcasted through Restream, we could do Twitch and YouTube and Facebook, I think, and a couple others, Mixer maybe. So
Yeah.
that's a great idea. Thank you.
Yeah, the more we stream like this, we in the past have been spreading them out because we just time them with our updates, which happen, every 4 weeks or so, something like that. And so we don't get a lot of chance to try new things. And so what we're excited about this series is that it's pretty much we can just sit down here and start one at any time and get a lot of more chances to do some streaming, trying new things, to make these streams pretty awesome and make them an enjoyable thing for our community. And definitely if you have thoughts about what you'd like to see, what you think would make them awesome, let us know. We'd love your feedback.
So we're kind of talking a lot about like our stuff and just responding to questions, but in the future we would love for this series to be like a part of it, to be highlighting the cool stuff you guys make in this world.
Yep.
Because
Aw.
some of you are saying like, I can't get in the world, but the thing is this world's not going anywhere.
Right.
And we're going to be streaming this world regularly, like maybe every other week. We're gonna figure out a schedule so that you guys can kind of expect it, but build in here, and then we'll be back. So just wait until the server's open. And you know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I am gonna make a spot for somebody.
Oh.
I am exiting the world right now because that's how much I care about you guys. So first come, first served. I am exiting now.
Oh, Playful David has left the world.
There is a new spot that just
Let's
opened
see who
up
gets
for this
it.
world.
Genti, welcome. Let's see who else we got running around here. It's largely the same group, I think. I see Rose over here. Hey, Rose. Who's hanging out over here?
Oh, somebody's already started
JK
doing
Bar.
arc signs. That's
You know.
great.
Yep. Let's see.
Not sure
Interpret.
what we're trying to say there.
Yeah.
MA to na, live, something.
I'll assume that was something just very harmless. Yeah.
Max size for user-made blueprints. So we will have, the way it works is there are 3 different craftable capture blocks at 3 different sizes. And what is the maximum size? The largest one?
The largest one is.
Is there dimensions?
Yeah, it's about 6. So these are approximate. The large one is about 64 by 64, so that's blocks. And so
So-
if I'm to walk that distance, let's say it starts here, it's going to be like, that's probably about 16. And over here is 32. Maybe
It's
that's
pretty big. It's pretty big.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, like some of you guys obviously are going to have stuff that's even bigger than that. For those folks, you may want to consider maybe kind of a modular capture where you do parts of a structure. So you can build it kind of piecemeal. Like here's the west wing, the east wing, stuff like that. But any of our capture blocks, like they have a max size, but then you can kind of shrink in to get them exactly what you want them to be.
Yeah, exactly right. So if I had my little build here and I wanted to capture, but I don't want to necessarily grab this ashen wood tree that's sitting here, I have the ability to plunk down the capture block where I want it, but then dial in the boundaries, and so I can capture just the space that I want.
Yeah.
And so that's the
Somebody asked
64.
for an ETA. We don't really do ETAs here because anything could happen.
Yep.
But soon.
Soon,
TM, right?
soon
That's-
TM.
That's the joke. within the next week or two. Let's put it at that. I think that's a safe cushion.
That's safe. And if that turns out to be wrong, hey.
I mean, Leary can hear me, so, and he's not panicking, so I'm assuming that's safe.
Wait, what?
I don't know if you heard that, but now he's panicking.
Yeah, I'm hearing the sounds of panic. Let's see. I need to get some industrial gears here. I'm tired of placing foliage. This blueprint is already starting to shape up. I like seeing this one get built because at first you're like, what is this? And you're like, oh wait, that's a leg. That's a foot. And you start to see the shape of our #1 lounging robot blueprint.
We need more lounging robots. And
well, I think there will
be. The
be.
thing is, there will be. Yeah, that's what I'm excited for, is for the community to respond to the hungry demand for lounging robot blueprints.
So what you were saying...
or robots in all poses. We're not, like if a robot wants to just kind of be active,
That's true. We can't technically stop you from making an active
live your
robot
truth.
blueprint.
You do you.
But what you were saying about making blueprints modular, I think has a ton of potential, and I'm really excited to see how our builders kind of embrace that functionality. Because let's say you built the colossal castle, and you're excited to share it. Sure, you could make it fit all into one giant blueprint, but you could also make the gate, and then you can make a section of wall, and then as players, and then you can make a turret, and as players download those individual pieces, you can start to lay them out and look at the previews that are on your screen and get an idea how it's all going to fit together. Maybe you don't like this turret, but you grab one that someone else published, you do a little block swap palletization to get it matching the rest of your blueprint, and you're good to go. And so I think the more of those kind of individual pieces, and I think we're going to see a lot of those that are created by the community, it's just going to unlock this kind of building on a large scale. You can start to plan out cities based on the pieces. If you want a blacksmith for your castle city.
What is the height, by the way?
That is a great question. I don't immediately know the answer to that.
Someone who's asking about like tall structures.
Same.
It's the same. So 64 by 64 by 64 is the large one.
63.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So it'll be like basically a cube. And if you have a structure that's larger than that, again, like consider doing like it in parts. You can build the building in 3 parts. You just have to grab all 3. We've been going for about 40 minutes. I think we talked about keeping this not super long, so maybe give it another few minutes and then.
That totally sounds good to me. So we'll go a few more minutes and maybe take a couple more questions, and then we'll call this one. But again, the point of this, if you're just joining us or you're wondering what this stream is, we're really just kicking off a new public world called Playfulverse. I'm going to put the info on the screen one more time so you can see it. If you try to join right now, that didn't work. If you try to join right now, it's probably going to be full. But let's say it's later tonight and you decided to jump on, you may find that there's some room to play. You can join in, start your base, and just maybe start to build some stuff. And we're gonna check into this world over time, just whenever. We'll start kind of a schedule for this series, and we want to see what you build, what you create.
My favorite question of the stream has officially happened.
Let's see it. Let's hear it, I guess.
What is your favorite cake?
My favorite cake. So I'm partial to, and this is mean to anyone that, if you're asking someone to make this for you, it's a German chocolate cake. Man, that thing, you're essentially making a cake covered with candy that you've also created from scratch, and it's an evil cake. And so I choose German chocolate, although if you've ever watched the Great British Bake Off on Netflix, they made this tennis cake with a tennis court on top that I also thought was suitably ridiculous. So I'll call it a tie, German chocolate or tennis cake.
Tennis cake.
Look it up, Google it.
I don't know if I can top that. I was going to say a triple chocolate cake that my mother-in-law makes, which is really good. All kinds of chocolate in there. But I would be intrigued to try the tennis cake. I know my wife is a big fan of that series, and I never heard about a tennis cake, so I'm going to have to ask her, like, you knew about this tennis cake and you didn't tell me?
Yeah, what's going on here?
There's a disconnect. So we'll have that conversation later. But I think we have one last little bit of news that we want to share with you guys. And let me just cue that up here.
Yes, go ahead. I'm going to take one more spin around the our blueprints, our lounging robot's legs and kind of hips and trunk area, and see what we've accomplished here. This is looking great, and I want to see, I bet we can get this finished pretty quick with everyone that's been joining the world.
Okay, so we have one more thing to announce. I think we're going to switch over to the camera here. Yep.
I'm going to scoot.
And so we actually we've been looking to expand our community team. And so we have a new face to introduce to you guys who just started this week. If you want to come in, this is, let me introduce you to Winter. Winter, how do you pronounce your last name? Molinix. This is Winter Molinix, and she is part of our community team. What's your Steam username?
Playful Winter.
Playful Winter, perfect, easy. So yeah, you'll start seeing her on the forums a little bit, and she'll be around. You want to kind of tell us a little bit about yourself?
I've always been extremely passionate about community and sandbox games, and I just look forward to meeting every one of you.
What's your favorite thing to do in Creativerse?
My favorite thing to do in Creativerse, honestly, is explore. I love making caves and just going until it stops.
Yeah.
And collecting everything. I'm a bit of a hoarder.
Yeah. Winter is she's been playing Creativerse for a long time, so that was kind of like that was a big selling point for bringing her onto the team. But we're glad to have her, and we're also just glad for all of you guys. You're a great community, and thank you for watching. Do you have anything to add?
I'll just add, yes, very excited to have Winter on the team, and you'll start seeing her around Playful Winter. She's going to help us with all things community, and so on our forums and on our social media and everywhere, you'll start to see her fingerprints and footprints and prints. So very excited. And yes, I'll echo what David said. We're excited for the future. We got some really cool stuff coming up that we cannot wait to get in your hands. It's just we are prepared to have our minds blown with the awesome scale of the blueprints that you create and just the quantity. And we know that the amazing builds are already out there, and so we're just going to be floored, we think, with how this feature will ignite the creativity of our community. And so we just are excited and cannot wait for that to happen.
And then again, I need to add a shadow to that because it is so terrible. Here's my backpack. The world name is Playfulverse. If you guys want to join Playfulverse after the stream, you are more than welcome to join.
Yep.
Just build stuff. We're excited to see what you build, and we will highlight it during the next stream. And again, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, or be a part of our Steam groups. That's where we like to interact with folks.
Yep.
So,
all right. Let's do this again real soon, and we will see you guys next time.
see ya.
Later, y'all. Outro.
Bye.